So if you look at the children that I listed here, child A, who has progressive hearing loss, and child B, who has congenital profound hearing loss without any amplification. And then we have child C, who is already a consistent hearing aids user. Then we have child D, on top of hearing loss, the child has additional needs. Will all of them have the same journey and outcome if they receive CI at 5 years old? So think about, so there's no universal acceptance of what is late. I think the more useful question that we ask ourselves is how long the child has not received the auditory stimulation. Now let's move on to the second question. So people keep saying the early implantation, early identification. So why does timing matters? Because of this neuroplasticity and sensitive period. So neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and reorganize itself. So we all know that the ear is the pathway to the sound to travel to the brain. Brain is the main organ that analyzes the sound and tells you what you hear. So the brain can learn to hear better when it has, by building strong connection, when it has, consistently sound input. And the sensitive period is a period that the time for the brain to be the most active in changing and the most easier at the time to change. So think about like Play-Doh. So when you have Play-Doh, a new one, it's like a child who is very young. The brain is very easy to shape, very soft. But as a child grow older, it's just like the Play-Doh gets hardened over time. So it's very hard to mold it, to shape it, or even to squeeze it. So now all this literature tells us that the earlier, the better. But when a child comes to our clinic tomorrow, we still need to guide the parents and make decisions. So again, is it too late? How are we going to answer this mother's question? My child is 6 years old. Is it too late to get CI? Should we still proceed? Will he ever catch up? To look at that, I think it's worthwhile to look at the factors that influence the outcome. If you look at the factors that I listed on the left side, factors like age at implantation, duration of deafness, degree and types of hearing loss, etiology of hearing loss, the neural integrity, the nerve, the structure, the cognitive ability of the child, and whether or not the child has additional needs. These are the factors that we cannot do much about it. We can't change anything of them. But the factors listed on the right side, the consistency of device use, intensity and quality of the auditory verbal therapy, the education program and supports that the child will receive, the motivation from the child and also the family. And we also think about the child's behavior and regulation, and of course, the family dynamics and supports. The factors listed on the right side are the factors that we can do something about it. I guess the answer to this question is often not whether the implantation is too late, but what outcomes remain achievable. Next, now that we have an idea, the earlier the better, but what if a child comes in to your clinic, a 5-year-old child comes to your clinic with no hearing at all? So what do you tell the families if they really decided to go for cochlear implant? I think we need to talk about a range of outcomes that, every child or every user may have if they receive cochlear implantation. It can range from a very limited outcome, you just achieve sound awareness with minimal spoken language development, to very high level that the child may develop age-appropriate spoken language and maybe attending mainstream education. After that, we can talk about factors that supporting positive outcome. Remember the factors that I listed on the right side? Those are like the device usage, the support, the education,